All right, hello and welcome, marketing pros from Kent Business College. Let's just jump straight in, shall we? Today, we're going to crack one of the toughest nuts in all of Martech, attribution. It's all about figuring out what's actually working in your campaigns and what's just, well, noise. So let's get into it.
So, picture this. A customer buys your product. Fantastic. But who gets the credit? Was it that brilliant blog post they read a few weeks back? Maybe it was the email that landed in their inbox at just the right time. Or was it that final Google ad they clicked just before they bought? It's a classic marketing whodunit. And today, we're going to solve it.
Okay, so for this, I want you to pop on your detective hat. Think of yourself as a marketing detective. Every single conversion, that's a new case on your desk. Every touchpoint, every ad, every email, every social post is a suspect. Our job is to use our forensic techniques, which are our attribution models, to figure out who the real hero of this story is.
So what is this science we're talking about, officially? Well, it's marketing attribution. Think of this as the detective's handbook. It's the science of assigning credit based on cold, hard data, not just a hunch or a gut feeling. It's how we prove that what we're doing is actually making a difference.
Now, as you know, every detective has their own style, their own methods for sifting through the evidence. And in marketing, it's exactly the same. We have a whole range of detective kits. These are our attribution models. Each one gives you a totally different way of looking at the clues. And picking the right one, well, that's the key to cracking the case.
All right, it's time for the classic police lineup. Let's bring in the usual suspects, our attribution models, and hear what they have to say for themselves. You'll see each one has a very different idea about who's really responsible for that sale.
And here they are, our 6 main suspects. On one end, you've got first click, which gives all the glory to the very first thing a customer saw. Then there's its complete opposite, last click, which only cares about the final touch point before the sale. In the middle, you have what we call multi-touch models. Linear spreads the credit out evenly. Time-Decay gives more credit to the more recent interactions. Position-based gives extra weight to the first and the last touch points. And then you've got the Sherlock Holmes of the group, data-driven, which uses AI to let the data itself point to the real culprit.
So to make this a bit easier, let's just zoom in on the 2 simplest models. Think of first click as the first suspect. It's like blaming the first person who walked into the room. It's great for knowing what starts the journey, but it completely ignores everything that happens after. And last click, the last guy at the scene, is the opposite. It's simple for sure, but it gives 0 credit to all that amazing work your awareness campaigns did at the start.
So, with all these different ways of investigating, how on earth do you choose the right one? The thing is, it's not about finding one model that's the best for everything. It's about picking the right sleuth for the specific case you're trying to solve.
So how do you choose? Well, if you're running a big brand awareness campaign, first click might actually tell you a lot. If you've got a quick flash sale on an e-commerce site, maybe last click is all you need. But for a really long, complex B2B sales cycle, we're talking enterprise software here, you're going to need one of those more sophisticated multi-touch models to see the whole picture. The right model really depends on the mystery you're trying to solve. Now, here is the golden rule, and you absolutely have to remember this. Whatever you choose, everyone in the entire organization has to agree on it. You just can't have the social media team using one model and the email team using another. It's a recipe for disaster and confusing meetings. You've got to settle on one model and stick with it. That's how you get consistent, comparable results. And this is where it all gets really, really cool. What if our marketing detective suddenly got access to a state-of-the-art forensics lab? Well, that's pretty much what AI brings to attribution. It doesn't replace you, the marketer, but it does give you some serious superpowers.
So how does AI help exactly? Well, first, it can dynamically assign credit by looking at thousands of customer journeys at once to see what really pushes people to convert. Second, it cleans up your data for you, filtering out annoying bot traffic and connecting the dots when a user switches devices. And third, it helps reduce our own human bias. Our tendency to just look at that last click. AI can show us the hidden influence of those really early touch points.
But, and this is a big but, there's a crucial warning here. AI is an incredible tool, but it is not the boss. You are still the lead detective. You have to use your professional judgment. If your shiny new AI model tells you that 90% of your sales are coming from some obscure blog post you wrote 3 years ago, it's probably time to question the findings, not just blindly follow them. Your intuition and business sense are absolutely vital.
Okay, so up to now, we've figured out which marketing actions lead to a sale. But what if we also knew who was taking those actions? That is when attribution goes from being useful to being a total game changer. It's time for our detective to meet their new partner.
Let's take an online fashion retailer, for example. Attribution might tell them that their loyalty emails are a huge driver of sales. But then segmentation comes in and reveals that's only true for their repeat customers. For brand new visitors, it turns out that social media ads are way more influential. See? When you combine these two insights, you can tailor everything for maximum impact.
And here it is, the key takeaway of this whole thing. Combining both is like having a map and a compass rather than just a list of places you have visited. It's such a brilliant way to put it. Attribution shows you the path people took. Segmentation tells you where your most valuable people are. And together, they give you a complete roadmap to success.
So why does all this matter for you, right now, as you're studying and building your careers? Well, this isn't just abstract theory. Understanding this stuff maps directly to the Level 4 Marketing Executive Apprenticeship standard that you're all working towards. This is the kind of knowledge that makes you an indispensable, data-savvy marketer.
You see, when you can explain why a campaign's last-click results don't tell the whole story, you're proving you have a deep understanding of channel performance. When you choose the right attribution model for your goals, you're showing you can analyze data and evaluate effectiveness. This whole process, it's the perfect blend of the creative and analytical thinking that modern marketing demands.
So, here's my final thought for you. When you can start debating the pros and cons of different attribution models with the same passion you use to discuss the weather, you'll know you're on the right track. And just remember this, unlike the British summer, a well-set-up analytics implementation really should be reliable. Now go out there and crack the case.